10-minute presentation by Nathan Wilson. Today I'd like to talk to you about Donald Trump. No, I'm just kidding. I bet you're wondering, why does this guy have on this awesome hat and this super special shirt? Well, that's because today I want to talk to you about South Padre Island, my most favorite place in the entire state of Texas to go on vacation. Well, if you're planning a trip to South Padre, there's a couple things that you shouldn't forget. Don't forget your sunscreen. I did. I burned really bad, and that's why I had to buy this. Hawaiian Tropic Burn Relief. It helped. Don't forget your beach towel. I did that too. Well, there's good news and bad news. The good news is South Padre is awesome. The bad news is if you're going to drive, it's a really long drive. From Waco to South Padre, it's about 7.5 hours down there. And the only thing I can tell you folks, that's just a long trip, and that's it. So if you're going, make sure and take your favorite tunes. Maybe even take a snack or two. That helps. Well, after you've been driving for 6.5 or so hours, you will finally see it. State Highway 100. That's your final stretch of road to get to South Padre. And when you turn on to State Highway 100 and you see that sign that says South Padre Island, 21 miles, it's gonna feel good. Well, when you get all the way right there to Port Isabel, that's your last stop before you go on to the causeway, which is a couple miles long. It takes you to South Padre. Whenever you get there, you're going to be thinking, where should I stay? Do it ahead of time. Make sure and sign up for someplace to stay before you get there, and that way you might be able to get a great deal. I usually go to rentonsouthpadre.com. I usually go in off-peak season, which is a lot of times I usually go in the fall, because those $300 a night condos, they're $99 at that point, and that's much more affordable with my budget. The last time I was in South Padre, I stayed in a really great place. It was a nice condo that had views from both directions. One side was the Gulf of Mexico, and the other side was Laguna Madre. That's the bay. Well, after you get settled in there, you may want to go ahead and venture out, check out the lay of the land, see what's going on this little island. Well, I would suggest go to dinner, have a good time, and see what South Padre has to offer as far as cuisine goes. A couple places that I like to go: the Palms Resort and Cafe on the beach. It's a little restaurant that overlooks the bay, and they have a couple of different items on the menu I don't get anywhere else except there. That's oysters Rockefeller and oysters on the half shell. Excellent. Well, if you're craving a great shrimp cocktail, go to Sea Ranch. And if you want to go to a place with finer dining, Blackbeard's is the place to go. Well, when dinner is finished, if you want to go check out the nightlife, I would suggest going to Louie's Backyard. It's a big bar that's got a lot of different areas, inside and outside. Some of those outside areas are decks that overlook the bay. Sit out there and look at the stars, have a drink, relax, maybe visit with some other people that are visiting the island. I always like to talk to folks that are visiting like I am, see what they're doing. But I also like to talk to the local people that live in and around South Padre Island. I think that you have a better chance to find out what's really going on whenever you talk to people that live there all the time. For that, I go to the Coral Reef. It's a little bar that's not really very nice. It's kind of dingy. They have karaoke every night, and the drinks are cheap. But local people go there, and I like to visit with the local folks too. See what's going on. Well, some of the events that go on the island all during the year don't just involve spring break. I've never been for spring break and never wanted to. I only want to go whenever it's kind of chill, relaxed, laid back. There's not so many people there. For spring break, from what I understand, there's 30,000 people that descend on South Padre Island for that event. I've heard some horror stories about how long it takes to get back across that bridge when everybody's leaving at one time. Well, some of the events that you might want to check out, summer events, TIFT. It's the Texas International Fishing Tournament. It says here that it's surrounded by the sparkling waters of Laguna Madre Bay in the Gulf of Mexico. Well, I just wanted to say that's a little bit funny because it's a Texas beach town, so the water's really not that sparkling, but you know what they mean. This event's been going on for 75 years. It attracts 1,500 anglers and 500 boats. 10,000 spectators come to watch this event. In the fall, Sandcastle Days. I really want to go see this. They have professional sandcastle sculptors that come in and build some amazing sandcastles on the beach. Things I've only seen on TV, and I want to see it in person one of these days. In the winter, if you are a fireworks person, this is a jackpot for you. They have fireworks and more fireworks on New Year's Eve every year. 9:15 on New Year's Eve, fireworks. Another set of fireworks right after that, 4 miles north of the causeway. After that, fireworks again at midnight at Louie's backyard. A couple events that I always think are just crazy. Every time that I see them anywhere, South Padre hosts this type of event. On January 1st, picture this, on January the 1st at 12 noon, polar bear dip. So if you want to start your year off by coming out in your bathing suit and jumping into frigid cold waters, this is it. They do it again on January the 5th for folks who didn't get enough of it on the 1st. Another winter event, Port Isabel Lighted Boat Parade. I think that'd be neat. They decorate the boats with lights. It's fun. South Padre Island Christmas Parade. It's on December the 12th, right before Christmas. Another spring event, or spring events, Beach and Biker Fest. It's a big bike fest from what I hear. I heard it from all the folks over at the Coral Reef. They talk about it all the time. Pedal to Padre, that's a bicycle tour that begins at the Brownsville Event Center and ends at Slitterbond. And we're going to talk about some Slitterbond too, because Slitterbond in South Padre is awesome. It is so much fun. It's nothing like the Slitterbond in New Braunfels. It's much smaller, but the entire water park is built sort of like the interstate highway system. You get on an inner tube, big conveyor belt takes you up to the top, drops you off, and there's a lazy river that winds all the way through the water park. And the rides are like exits off of that lazy river. So you stand in the water and you're always cool whenever you're waiting to get on a ride. Well, that kind of wraps up what I had to tell you about South Padre. I hope that you take your opportunity to go and visit. You'll be glad you did. It's always, always, always so much fun. And now it's time to pack up and think about that 7.5 hour ride back to Waco. Thank you guys for watching my video today. I hope that it inspires you to take a trip to South Padre. Thank you.